Probably need to add myself to the stage. This is Tim. This is New York Giants Straight Talk. Brought to you by, of course, FanDuel, the number one sports book in America. That's FanDuel.com. Let's go Knicks. Oh, sorry. Let's go New York Football Giants. Oh, this is, we have reached a crescendo. What is this? What is Chris Love? I'm turning in from a hold up, roll up in Albany. Bleed blue, smash that like button for Big Tim. We, of course, have reached a crescendo. And thanks for Big Chris, as always. Chris for Love of MMA, great supporter of the channel. He is going to be missed. Same with James Stein. But we have reached a crescendo here as Giant fans. It's December 1st. We are the first team that has been eliminated from the playoffs again. This is a 2-win team again. We have Jackson Dart coming back to play in New England. We have to see what we have in Dart right now. We own and hold the second overall pick in next year's NFL draft. Oh, it's there's nothing left to play for but pride. We've said this every year. I'm just getting so tired of it. I'm just so fucking sick of it. We have nothing left to play for but to be the spoiler. We could be a spoiler for the New England Patriots. We can be a spoiler for the Dallas Cowboys. We have nothing left to play with in these games except for pride and to have evaluations of the young talent on this team and see exactly what we have. Because with the second overall pick, of course, it's interesting because of the fact that the Giants could potentially, be in a position to make that venerable trade out of that second and potentially even the first overall pick. So we have to kind of see where it ends up. Because it could be an important building block or a complete step to going into the next level, to picking somebody up or getting assets back that will allow us to get out of these doldrums. Here's the problem, though. You have a lame duck general manager that potentially could be the guy that we are stuck with in regards to making this pick. I really like Fernando Mendoza. I know. We have Jackson Dart and he's the man, blah, 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 blah. But I really do like Fernando Mendoza out of Indiana. Kid's accurate. He's got, what? The problem with Jackson Dart is this. Jackson Dart does not have, I've said it before, he reminds me of a scrambling Chad Pennington. He does not have this cannon for an arm. We've seen him throw short on the deep. We've seen him overthrow on the shorts. On the deep ball as well. He just doesn't have that arm. Fernando Mendoza has the arm plus. And he consistently delivers a catchable ball. And he is truly a rhythm and timing passer. And he's already kind of shown that he's got NFL field vision in college. And it has this ability to recognize coverages. And like I said, he can grip it and fucking rip it, man. He can grip it and fucking rip it. But don't worry, we got Jackson Dart. We'll do something stupid like take Caleb Downs. I've said this before. You never take a safety in the top 10. Unless you feel that he is going to be elite or you feel he is going to be beyond elite. And we heard I said the same thing with Kyle Pitts when Giant fans clamored, we got to go get Kyle Pitts. And I said, no. You don't take a safety. You don't take a tight end in the top 10 unless he is going to be beyond a game changer. And I have this problem with taking a guy that is maybe 5'11", that maybe is 200 pounds. And while he is a force in the running game in college, I get concerned. We have this propensity, especially with Joe Shane, to take small-esque players. We've shown the pictures of the mighty Abdul Carter. That's your starting defensive end, guys. Carl Banks can tell you all he wants. He's a linebacker. He's a starting defensive end. He always plays with his hand in the dirt. This is what a starting linebacker defensive end is supposed to look like. Which one is different from the other? Which one is different from the other? I don't know, guys. I don't know which one's different, but let's take a look at the injury report for the. Let's see what we got on the injury report for the New York Giants here. Injury report today, of course, brought to you by the mighty FanDuel, FanDuel.com. Greatest sports book in America. Coming to America. DJ Davidson. Let's see. Cordell Black is questionable. Schwartz Bozeman is questionable. We have Kayvon Thibodeaux, looks like he is out again. Demetrius Flanagan Flowers look like he is out again. Dexter Lawrence is all of a sudden on the injury report with an elbow. I love it. What's up, Skyline? I love it. All of a sudden, he's got the injury of the elbow. We had to hear from Carl Banks, and I said this before about Dexter Lawrence. You cannot pivot. Seriously, you cannot fucking pivot. You can't say the elbow's fine, nothing's wrong with me, my elbow's fine, and then you continue to play like shit. Then all of a sudden, you know what? This motherfucker thing hurts. Wandale Robinson was a full Wandale Robinson. Wandale Robinson, Tyler Nubin was a full practice on the last practice. Deontay Baxter was a full practice. So we're gonna get the Banks back. It's gonna be interesting. Like I said, let's take a look at. Let me pull up the New England Patriots injury reports. Let's see. Oh, that came right up. Let's see the injury report for the New England Patriots. We're looking at right now. Let's see. Harold Landry III. Oh, love it. Is questionable with a knee. I do like Harold Landry III. He is questionable with a knee. You have Mr. Tonga on the defensive line, who was a limited practice, but he's also questionable. And you have Garrett Bradbury, their center, out with an illness. He's got the sniffles. And we all know when you got the sniffles, that means you still sack up and play. So the New England Patriots are coming in at a pretty interesting clip in regards to health. So that's always good. What do we got here? We got James Hines. Good afternoon, Tim Webb. Skyline, what's going on? Coach D says we're going to win 3 in a row. Yeah, probably. You know we're going to fuck it up. Who here does not believe that Giants are going to fuck this up and do something stupid like win out the rest of the remaining games? Give the fan base this false hope once again. And so we have to sit here. Oh, you guys are going to have to fucking sit here, not me. You're going to have to sit here through the entire remaining portion of the season and go into next year. Go, you know what? We're going to be playoff contenders next year. We'll lose tonight. And then knowing our luck, we'll beat the Commanders, the Vikings, the Raiders, and lose to the Cowboys because the Cowboys may need that game. So you know that's going to happen. So then we're going to be a 5-win team, and I did say this is going to be a 3 to 5-win team. But those venerable run of wins are going to turn people into be like, oh my God, we're playoff contenders. Wait till 2000, and we're going to hear it again. Wait till 2026. I needed some Dunkin'. I didn't feel like making coffee today, but I needed some Dunkin'. Tim, what do you think of the return of Isaiah with Mr. Hodgkins? This is what it is. He's a second wide receiver on this team, and he can't crack the practice squad on the Steelers, who need receiver help. Isaiah, he is what he is. We are who we thought we were. There's not much there. There's no they there. And I see these reports that we're going to give Wandale Robinson like $54 million over 4. Boy, we would be fucking stupid to do that. We would literally be moronic to do that, to give a slot receiver that much money, especially a slot receiver the size of Wandale Robinson, because we all know that we like Joe Shea likes those smaller guys. He's got 66 catches for 794 yards for 12 receptions. For 12 yards reception, only 3 touchdowns. What people don't want to talk about, and I know we don't like to talk about this because, well, if we talk about the truth, justice in the American way, Giant fans get mad. So let's just talk about the truth for Wandale Robinson for a minute. Wan'Dale Robinson had 156 yards against the Lions. He had 142 yards versus the what are they called? The Dallas Cowboys. So if you subtract those 300 yards in 2 games over the remaining 10, he has 400 yards. Think about that. 12 games. 2 games, you have 300 yards. 10 games, you have 400 yards. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to say it slow for the cheap seats. 2 games, 300. 10 games, 400. That's not worth any. In my book, that's not worth anything. Isaiah Hodgins is more productive than Hyatt. That's insane. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that. It's all good, guys. It's all good, guys. I mean, it's you know what? I thought Isaiah, I thought Hyatt was going to be a good player. I really did. I thought he was going to be a good player when Hendon Hooker got hurt and Joe Milton came in. He didn't miss a beat. So I mean, it's nice to see that, it was nice to see that. And yeah, he had and if you think about it, if you go to Wan'Dale Robinson, he had production in like 2 games that really gave him his stats. So we have to think about that with Wan'Dale Robinson. Let's see here. Where was the question? I saw Daniel Jones. Oh no, we're not paying Daniel Jones. But Daniel Jones counts for $22 million against our salary cap. He counts for, I'm going to say that again. He counts for $22 million in dead cap space on our salary cap right now. So, yeah, right now he does not have any dead money going into 2026, but he is a $22 million liability right now. What do we got here? Is he Sean? Well, first of all, Sean Taylor was a different talent. Sean Taylor was a guy that when you watched him play at Miami, you knew there was something there. You didn't know was the kid a linebacker, was the kid. This Sean Taylor was 6'2". He was either 6'2", 6'3", about 225 pounds. He looked like the imposing safety, that hard, and he gained that reputation as a hard-hitting safety. But he was a guy that was big. He could play in the box, but he could also run. I think he ran a 4.4 or 4.5. I know at the combine. But he was a guy, and also if you think about it, though, Sean Taylor, yeah, he was a 2-time Pro Bowler, but his play kind of tapered off a little bit, before his tragic death. So, I mean, because if you take a look at it, he only had the first 2 seasons. He became Sean Taylor in 2026 when he had started 16 games and 111 tackles. And I don't remember how many. I think he had 1 interception. But in the first 2 seasons, he only had 140 tackles, but he did have 6 interceptions. So he really became Sean Taylor in 2026. Oh, excuse me, 2006. It wouldn't be 26. It'd be 2006 because he wasn't. Yeah. Sorry, it's been a long day. It was a long day. It was a long freaking Sunday. A big shout out to the Knicks. We went to we were at MSG yesterday, so we got to go and watch the shoot around. So that and I got to meet John Starks, and the Knicks did it right. It was a real nice day. Going down on the court and watching the shoot around. It was great. Being like an hour before the game. So it was a lot of fun. So big props to the Knicks, and also big props to New York Knicks Unleashed, which the podcast is going crazy. It's going crazy. Wan'Dale is peaking at the right time, Tim. Give him 4 years, $160 million with a slight injury clause. I just want people to understand this about Wan'Dale Robinson, though. I do really want this skyline. I do really want this. That people understand. 300 yards in 2 games. In 10 games, he's got 400 yards. So in 2 games, he's got 300 yards. In 10 games, he's got 400 yards. There's something very wrong here. Coach D says, with all those injuries, who's going to miss tackles on this team? I know, it's going to be fun. Pete Thoreau says, Tim, my first stream back since I convinced you to be back for another year. Oh, no, we're not going to be back for another year. That was fun, but we're not going to be back. Fuck that shit. But I have a man of my word, Petro. We are going to do a draft stream. We are going to do a free agency stream. But there's no way I'm coming back for this shit show full time. But we have made certain parameters and certain requirements of things that we are going to do next year, but we're not going to be back full time. But you know what's going to be back full time? The mighty FanDuel.com. FanDuel, the #1 sports book in all the land. Bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win when you're playing. If you're a new customer to play on the NFL, join the sports book now. Join the revolution. I've done it. I'm a FanDuel member. Everyone knows I love it. And I actually really do enjoy the FanDuel TV. But don't forget to play responsibly, game responsibly. Let's see what the Giants. I'm gonna say last time we checked the book on FanDuel. The Giants were okay. What's this? Okay, we got a bet here. We got Yak Attack, take 2 wide receivers and 2 tight ends, complete the receiving yards ladder for Monday Night Football. Wan'Dale Robinson 60+, Stephon Diggs 70+. I give Stephon Diggs like 100+. Henry Hunter 50+. I give Henry Hunter like 80+. And and Theo Johnson 40 yards. I'd take that bet. You wager $10, you get $270 on that bet. That's one of the most popular same day parlays. You know what? I think I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, I'm going to take that bet. I'm going to take that parlay on the mighty FanDuel. Well, let's see. I'm going to take that parlay. Users bet $5. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take that parlay. Right now, I'm taking the parlay, guys. That's how cool I am. I'm like Billy D. I'm as cool as the other side of the motherfucking pillow. I'm taking that parlay. I don't want to do that. Why are you going to make me do things? I don't want to do things. I don't want to do things. Hope it snows tomorrow. There potentially could be snow here. I really do hope it does snow. Save that. Let's see here. Oh, dear Lord. All right, I'll do that later. I'll do the parlay later. I'm going to do the parlay later because I don't have my login. The good thing about FanDuel is the security. I don't have the login for my account. Thoughts on Mike Tomlin if he gets fired from the Steelers, bringing him to the New York Football Giants? Oh, dear Lord. If the Steelers fire Mike Tomlin, the Giants better run. Okay, listen, Joe Shane, Tim at onlineBigBlue.com. I want to talk to Joe Shane. I want to talk to Joe Shane in a second. If the Steelers fire Mike Tomlin, Mr. Shane, please email me. I live in Pennsylvania. It's pretty far, but I will drive over to Pittsburgh and pick Tomlin up for you and drive him to the facility. Here's the deal, though. You need to sign him when I drop him off, and I am not leaving the fucking building until you sign him. Okay? That's not a threat. That's a promise. Joe Shade has left the chat. Fuck. Coach Scatterboo predicting 12. Cam Scatterboo's. There is something seriously wrong with Cam Scatterboo. I'm sorry. People find it unique. People find it, endearing, his antics. I'm gonna break the news to the people. All timers will remember this. Anyone in their 40s will remember it and will understand this. Those antics wear thin quickly in year 2. Things that are cute and endearing and funny and oh my god, that's just so awesome that he does that. That shit wears out quickly in year 2. because you are a football player. You are a professional. You are professional. I can't talk today. You are a professional football player. You're a professional footballer. So in my mind, you should act like one. And acting like a moron is not going to be cute and endearing to the fan base if you're not winning and rushing for over 100 yards. We've said, we've said it how many times? We used to have the sound effect for fungus on your shower shoes. For, of course, Bull Durham. Nuke has got fungus on his shower shoes. So Crash Davis tells him that when you have fungus on your shower shoes in the minors, it makes you a slob. You win 20 in the show, then they'll call you unique. So you don't want fungus on your shower shoes. And right now, I think that's exactly what we are going to get with Cam Scatterboo, unless he comes back and runs for 2,000 yards.
I don't know what the fuck you just said, little kid, but you special, man. You reached out and you touched it by the heart.
That's what we do here. What do we got here? Wandell has sucked all year.
That's what she said.
And like I said, I see these giant content creators. Oh, you guys really are going to miss me when I'm gone. I've seen these giant content creators. They're all fucking morons. The moron brigade is like, let's give him 60 over 4. Yeah, I'm going to break this down again. 300 yards in 2 games. Okay. 400 yards in 10. Okay. 300 yards in 2. 300 yards in 2. 400 yards in 10. Do we see a problem yet? Dart shocks the world and beats him. I hope he does beat the Patriots tonight. I hope he does, because I hope he's your quarterback. I hope this guy's your quarterback next year. Except because, like I said, I think Fernando Mendoza is going to light it up in the NFL. It's a Vegas game tonight. Oh, I know. I forgot to look out. We forgot to look what the point spread was. I got so distracted by the damn. I got so distracted by the darn parlay that I forgot to look it up. Let's see here. Giants are still 7.5 point dogs to the mighty Patriots. I can see that. I would have probably had it around like 10.5. But I think 7.5 is a fair line. Asmi says, "Hey, Snow, we got 4 feet here. I'll lend you a shovel." I got plenty of shovels. You gotta remember, dude, I live in the heart of Pennsylvania. We get fucking snow all the time. I fucking hate snow. I hate snow. There could be potential one day of us moving to a place like San Diego. And I'd be so happy. I'm old. I would love to go someplace where it's like 70 degrees all year round. I don't care about the taxes. I do care about the taxes, I should say that. But I would love to go someplace where it's just that it's just nice year round. I'm downloading something. Oh, no snow on the coast, says White Lotus, but I cleaned out my shed just in case. That's smart. That's a smart thing to do. Smart man. Good job. As Joe Shannon's left the chat. Peter said, did you see the report that Josine Anderson had a long-time head coach, wants to change his scenery? Do you think it's Mike Tomlin? It might be. It could potentially be Tomlin. But here's the thing, though, and how attractive is the Giant job really? If you take a look at the talent on this roster, how you have to be in love with Jackson Dart, because if you run through this team, you got an undersized wide receiver in Wandell Robinson. You don't know what you have in Theo Johnson yet. Darius Slayton really has been nothing. You're probably gonna have to draft a running back, because I have no thrill with Tyrone Tracy, Devin Singletary, and Cam Scatterboo. Your offensive line's already getting older with Yelly Moore and the Van Roten. JMS has turned it around a little bit, and I'm very happy for the kid because he does look. I always said it before with anything with JMS. I like JMS. He just hasn't played well, but I like JMS because he looks like we look like we're related. And when I took a picture with JMS, I always thought it was funny because it was like, people are always laughing and say, is are you guys related? No, we're not related. No, we're not relations. But JMS, so I'm happy that JMS is playing well, but I'm not really looking at this this roster and looking at the talent and saying, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I got a wide receiver coming off an ACL. I got a running back who was already was not a known commodity coming off a really bad injury. I have one tight end in Theo Johnson that we hope it is. I'm going to need at least 2 wide receivers and a running back and some depth on that offensive line. Then you take a look at the defense. I have 3 undersized defensive ends that say the same thing. I got Kayvon Thibodeau on a 5th-year option. I got Dexter Lawrence, who hasn't been good in 2.5 years. I got the Nacho Man. I got the other defensive tackles, Nacho Man and Roy Robert Harris. You got Bobby Okereke, who's been falling off the planet. You got Demetrius Flanagan Flowers. Drew Phillips has been god awful. And I kept trying to explain to people Drew Phillips over and over again that why Drew Phillips is known for making the tackle. He doesn't know how to stop people from catching the fucking football, which is his job. You got Deontay Banks, who's garbage. I mean, there's you take a look at this team. This team is still a ways away from bringing in a large amount of talent. So if you're Mike Tomlin, are you really sitting there and thinking to yourself, and this is the other thing that people don't get. You have to want to come here. You have to want to come here, and you have to want to be a part of this organization. And I love it because Drew Phillips, again, 45 out of 65 for 70% completion percentage for 478 yards at 10.6 yards of reception. The average target length is 7.5 yards. He's already given up 3 touchdowns. I mean, I look at these things and I try to break down this stuff for people, and it's just like, guys, you got to see what everyone is seeing because of the fact that it's just terrible. It's literally just reaches the point that the guy can't play. Dane Belton should not be a starting safety on any team. Dane Belton needs to go away, and he needs to go away quickly. Paulson Adebo, I don't know if it's still the leg, but you're 12 games into the season. Well, he's got to show something. Cordell Flott is the only one that's played anywhere reasonably well in the secondary. And Holland has been just as bad as he was in Miami. And you have an undersized defensive end in 12 games. Abdul Carter has a half a sack and 12 tackles. And you got Dexter Lawrence potentially dealing with an elbow injury. So where is all this talent on this team that Mike Tomlin's going to sit there and say, you know what? I think I want to come. I think I want to come and coach the Giants because I'm not seeing it. Oh, sorry. I don't know. My board is frozen here. On my branding, my board is frozen. I don't know why my board froze here. Why did the board freeze? I don't know. I can't scroll down. Why can't I scroll down with Gemini? We're part of the Gemini 7. Oh my God. I don't know. I can't get this fucking thing to work today. Because I have an update and I didn't update the computer. Oh, well, that's just peachy. Yeah. So you have to want to come here for a reason and a rationale. And I just don't see what that reason and rationale is. Petro says, did you see? I already got to that one. He's a human cartoon character. Joe Shane. Tim, what's our biggest need in the draft? Players. Okay, next question. Scott's on the spectrum. No, I'm gonna go back to what's our biggest need. If you're talking offense, your biggest need to me is a second, potentially first wide receiver, because I don't know what Neighbors is going to be like after the injury. You need a running back. You still need a run. You need a bell cow I cannot sit here and look at Cam Scatterboo and say, you know what? He's going to be my guy next year. And Tyrone Tracy just has not turned the corner like we thought he would. So I would still need a number 2 to number 1 wide receiver. I'd like a 1B wide receiver. I would need a running back. And this team needs fucking linebackers. And for as much as everyone wants to bash the mighty Shane Bowen told Joe Shane on Hard Knocks the first day he came into the building. Joe Shane asked him, it's on film, what do you need? 2 linebackers and a defensive tackle. What about Brian Burns? No. I need 2 linebackers and a defensive tackle. So once again, we don't give the pieces to a guy that wants to run his system. And he tells you what he needs, but everything's his fault. It's eccentric. Let's hope we don't get our asses kicked tonight. I hope not, because I can't stay up late, man, because I was up late last night. Got on the train late, and it was fun. Giants winning tonight, says Evan. I hope they do. Hope they do for your sakes. B. Wells says Shane will panic and sign Kafka 24 hours before the Steelers fire Tomlin. Oh, you mean like how we grabbed Shane Bowen and then Steve Wilkes got fired like 4 days later? James Stein says, I just do not, and Steve Wilkes would have made more sense for this team with the talent. I just don't see any giant content creators who tell like you do, Tim. Because I'm not going to lie to you. I have never done this, and everyone knows this. I've never done this for money. I've never done this for fame. I've just done this because of the fact that 4 years ago, a friend of mine wanted to start a giant channel. So I set everything up for him. He did one show and I did it with him, and then he quit. And I was like, well, shit, I set all this crap up, got all this equipment, did all this stuff, and now you're going to fucking quit? So I was like, well, let me do a couple episodes. So we did a couple episodes, and 4 million views later, we got 1 million downloads already this year alone on the podcast, and this is where we're at. What has Mike Tomlin done without Big Ben? What have the Giants done without Eli Manning? All Mike Tomlin does without Big Ben, or all Mike Tomlin does without a venerable quarterback for periods of time outside of the Big Ben, is win. That's all he does. This guy is still 6-6 with an injured Aaron Rodgers. He was 10-7 last year, 10-7 the years before, 9-8 the year before, 9-7, 12-4, 8-8, 9-6, 13-3, 11-5, 10-6, 11-5, 8-8, 8-8, 12-4, 12-4, 9-7, 12-4, 10-6. Dear Lord, I would love to have that record as a fucking Giant fan. He's 189 wins since 2007. We don't have 189 wins in 47 years. Probably not 47 years. That's all he does. All I do is win, win, win. The Oz says, I would cut every corner and safety. No talent. He's like school in summertime. No class. Oz, yeah. If I look at the Giants and I look at first of all, you can't, because you have contracts you have bad deals now with Holland and Paulson Adebo. There's nothing you can do about that. They're in the first year of bad deals. I would keep Cordell Flott, but I would do it at a right price. You're going to have to keep Holland. I like I said, if it was possible, Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus went out of business years ago, so they have those clown cannons. If it's possible, if we can get those clown cannons and we can shoot some of these players over into Camden, that'd be great. Like Dane Belton should be gone. Tyler Newbin should be a backup. Paulson Adebo, we got no fucking clue. Rico Payton, yeah, Rico's great. Nick Jones, Drew Phillips, to me, Drew Phillips better figure it out rapidly. And Nick Jones, only person I would keep out of that group is Cordell Flott, and the only two people that I would keep out of the group out of necessity because of the salary cap is Holland and Adebo. Banks has already been demoted to CB2. Corey Black is another one of those great Joe Shane talents. The kid can tackle, just can't fucking stop anyone from catching the ball, which is kind of the defensive mindset for a corner. Burns in uniforms, BIU. It's good. Flott looks good, and he's still mid. That's the thing with Flott. Flott does look good, but he's still mid-level. He's still, so to me, Cordell Flott's still a CB3, if not a whatever the hell it's called, if not a slot guy, in my mind. But what do I know? What do I know? I don't know nothing. I know nothing about nothing unless about nothing. But let's see here. Tim, the job is super attractive. A GM who ignores your request, a quarterback who struggles to finish a game, and a running back and wide receiver coming off bad injuries and a defense that can't shut down a PlayStation. Yeah. So what's not to love? Sign me up. I want to be part of this. I love this. I got people that are sending me something I got to watch. Someone sent me a video. I'm like, watch this video. Okay. You know, if you're going to send me something during a stream and tell me to watch it, make sure that it opens up. And that's all I'm going to ask from you. And I shouldn't even be asking that for you because this is supposed to be a giant video. So, okay. Something giant related, but I don't have a, I'm not getting, it's not coming up. Why is it not coming up? For the person who knows who I'm talking to, who sent me this video, it's not working. I would play it on this thing, but it is definitely not working. So, yeah. I'm trying, man. I'm clicking on it. Or did you just send me a screenshot and making me look like an idiot? I have been clicking on a screenshot. Oh my God. Dear Lord, help us all. We need an entire new defense. Well, not an entire new defense. Well, yeah, we probably do. What do you think of who do you think the Giants should hire as a head coach? If Mike, listen, if Mike Tomlin wants to come here, I would take Mike Tomlin in a heartbeat. Guy won over 180 games since 2007. I would run. I would do all the old people are going to notice. I would do the Bionic Man run. I would be running. I'd be running to fucking get this guy. Oh, you know what? I did get something nice though. I love it though because everyone knows I love black. So look, I got a black Giants hat. I bought that in Manhattan. So I got a black Giants hat yesterday because I figured, even though I'm leaving, that I'm not gonna wear it now because it'll mess up my hair. But I got the black hat because I am the guy in the black hat. But then I also got a bunch of other hats. So I got a black mix hat and a bunch of other stuff yesterday in the city. I got to go back to the city. I had a bagel today. I had a bagel yesterday. It was great. I lived in New York for years. I lived in New York in my early half of my career. I lived in New York for like 6-7 years, and I loved living in New York. And then I had to go south, which was not fun because you can't take a New Yorker and put him in a place like Florida. It just doesn't fucking work. But and you don't know how much you miss the itch of the city till you get back into the city, and then you start remembering things. So, but then it's like you end the city. Now I'm at the age I'm too old. I'm getting the city. I just want to fucking go home. We need a linebacker, safety, corner, defensive tackle. That's it. Don't need a defensive end because we have three of them that none of them can play the run. John Gruden, aka Chucky. I love John Gruden. Everyone knows that. Make sure you're hitting the like button, guys. Hit the motherfucking like button. I love John Gruden. Worked with John Gruden or worked for John Gruden for 2 seasons in Tampa. He is. I just don't see John Gruden in this market. I don't see it. And I think it would be a bad marriage quickly. But if he would, I would not be upset if Gruden came to New York.
That's what she said.
But I would be a little leery of if he's mellowed, and maybe he's mellowed since the Vegas fiasco. But if you're getting John Gruden Tampa, no. That would not fly here. The Giants' biggest needs are a complete change in philosophy from the top to the bottom organization. Oh, it just wraps it up. That's right. That wrapped it up. All right, there we go. All right, stream's over. But gave him Bobby Okereke and Micah McFadden. I like McFadden. But listen, for all these people that are saying that McFadden is the reason why our run defense is so porous, McFadden has a above 11% missed tackle percentage for his career. This guy still misses tackles at a clip like that I've never seen. So I mean it's one of those things that people are like, oh, we got McFadden's this great player. Okay, I'm going to talk to you about McFadden just for a minute. 2023, he had a 17.9% missed tackle percentage, which meant 18% of the time that someone ran at him, he missed. He got the missed tackle percentage down to 13.3. So it dropped 4%. But he actually played less snaps in 2024 than he did in 2023. He played in 737 snaps in 2023, only 670 in 2024. But again, we don't want to look at these things. James Stein says we need a GM who knows how to draft to build a competent roster, but Mara kept Joe Shane. This team is a joke and laughingstock in the NFL. I just can't. I just can't anymore. I mean, it's just, yeah, you have to get rid of Joe Shane. There's no, and I keep hearing the same rumor coming out of MetLife. The guy that told us this rumor, and we've gone through this as nauseum, is a guy that has never got anything wrong. Everything that he's told us came to fruition. That they will give Joe Shane, unless things implode, a 1-year extension so he is not a lame duck general manager. Because what free agent is going to want to come to a lame duck organization? What head coach is going to look at the Joe Shane and say, yeah, I'm going to come here to New York, but next year I might have another new general manager if I don't win? And the talent he's got me is not that good, but I keep hearing they're going to give him a 1-year extension. Your friend sounds like Daniel Jones last year. Mike Tomlin is overrated. 186 wins is not overrated. That is not. Brian Dable, 7-2, 2-5-1 was overrated. And then it was proven. Mike Tomlin has been a consistent winner for years. And I've told this many times before to people, only 2 teams out of 32 every year go to the Super Bowl. Only 1 team wins. So think of it that way. Giants haven't seen this. Giants haven't sniffed the Super Bowl since 2011. You know, and of course, Pittsburgh hasn't gone to the Super Bowl since 2008. But if you take a look at Tomlin's record, Tomlin has a much better record and he's only since 2007, the Steelers have missed the playoffs 3 times. How many times? Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. They missed the playoffs 5 times since 2007. We've made 2 playoff appearances since 2011. So if that's overrated, fucking sign me up. Sign me up to the Tomlin train. I would take Mike Tomlin any day of the week. Yes, but I don't think Tomlin would put up with fucking Joe Shane. Mike Tomlin is always at 500, doesn't have a losing season. He has the ring. The Giants can't dream of that kind of consistency. Saying Tomlin overrated is factually incorrect. I know you wrote wrong, but I sometimes like just to add other words. Big T Brad says, let's go Giants. I'm sure we can find a new way to lose. I want to thank the venerable Carl Banks, of course, who came on again last week, and a lot of people have rewatched that stream. So make sure you go catch that stream. That was a really good stream with Carl. There are only a few like guests that are like repeat guests. Like Matt Sims has been on 3 times. I'm gonna try to grab Matt Sims a 4th time before we leave. And Carl Banks is now a two-time guest in 4 months. So a big shout out to the Carl. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button over there on the YouTube side. Oz says Steelers have had talent. We have no talent. But Oz, how much of the Steelers' talent has been coached? And how much of the Steelers' talent has been homegrown and maintained by the Steeler organization? And since Big Ben has left, the Steelers are what year did Ben retire? I forget what year did he retired in 2021, and they were 9-7. So since 2021, without a quarterback, 9-8, 10-7, 10-7, 6-6. They've done this shit with the likes of Mason Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, a washed-up Russell Wilson. And in the last 4 years, the Steeler talent has not been the same as it used to be. But they still go 9-8, 10-10, 10-10, 6-6. So in 4 seasons, they've won 35 games so far since his retirement. In 4 seasons. How many games have the Giants won the last 4 seasons? Hit that like button. Tim is back. What's up, sports critic? Back again. Tim is back. Tomlin has a 627% winning percentage for his career. Please find someone with a better winning percentage. What about John Gruden? Like I said, John Gruden is I love John Gruden. I love the man. Love John Gruden. Here's the thing with John Gruden. And I never had the personal moments that like players and longtime personal moments that players and coaches have. But when you work for someone like John Gruden and you see how passionate, how dedicated he is to the job and to the craft, it's quite amazing. And you can only root for you just want to root for a guy like that. And I always rooted for John Gruden. Even like I said, even when he was at his pinnacle and yelling at me like I was a moron, it all came from the right place. So I will always say if John Gruden comes here, I will always be like, yes, I'm down for that. But I don't know. I think John Gruden is more of a coach for a veteran-laden team who is ready to make a run. Oh, that's a nice hat. It is a nice hat. I like this hat. It's a nice hat. And like I said, I like the Giants. I have a black Giants hat, but it's a salute to service hat. But I do like the all black on the Giants hat. Yeah. February is our last stream, is the last official stream. It's going to be February. We picked the date. February 12th is the last stream, but we are going to come back and we are going to do a free agency stream. And we're going to come back and we're going to do a draft night stream. At this point, we might as well bring back Parcells. Why not? BP says Mike Tomlin has been consistent. The Giants have never had in their existence. That doesn't magically happen. Just say you don't like Tomlin, but say he's overrated is factually wrong. Yeah, I mean, you can say you don't like Mike Tomlin. And I agree. Some people cannot like Mike Tomlin. And I will sit there and tell you, you don't like Mike Tomlin. You don't like Mike Tomlin. I get it. But to say that he has not cultivated talent, built a winning culture and organization after Bill Cowher left, won a Super Bowl. Yeah. You can't say any of those things. He's been a consistent winner when we have been since 2007, as we have been consistent losers outside of 2007, 2011. Stanley says Deontay Banks is decent. He needs to play in a Wink Martindale scheme. Well, he can't go back to college. That's the problem. He can't go back to Michigan. Unlike myself, who has 1 year of eligibility left, I'm still hunting for an NIL deal. I called Mint Mobile and said, "Hey, listen, you want to sponsor me? You want to be my NIL deal?" And they said no. They said, "Sure, you can use our phone to call the hospital." Gruden always publicly talked positively about the Giants. He always does. He talks positive. It's a problem with Gruden. He talks positively about everyone. Who is this McFadden guy? Never seen him play. Yeah, I thought he was going to only be out 4 weeks. Hey, Tim, what's your take on Lane Kiffin leaving Ole Miss and going to LSU? Here's my take on this, Stanley. I told everyone this. Everyone that wanted Lane Kiffin, I told you he is a mercenary. He screws over organizations. He screws over colleges. He screws over pro teams. He looks out for Lane Kiffin, and he looks for the next spot. Hell or high water, hell be damned. That's what this guy does. And I told everyone that he is going to. I told everyone that he's going to leave Ole Miss, but it's not going to be for the Giants. It's going to be for another college coaching job. Because that's just what Lane Kiffin does. That's who he is. Go back and check what he's done since USC. I miss Reese. So do I. Which player would you trade to clear up cap space and acquire draft capital? Well, it's kind of too early to think about that because of the fact that you have to think of the ramifications of the dead cap. And we got a lot of dead cap space this year. We have minimal dead cap space next year. Right now, we have only $17 million in cap space, but some of these contracts are going to be gone. You have zero guaranteed money on Dexter Lawrence's number next year and a $13 million dead cap number. You can't touch Brian Burns. I think Okereke is going to be gone because you only got a $5 million dead cap number. I think Runyon's probably going to be gone, but you got Runyon on the cheap. Because he's only at $11 million. Paulson Adebo, you got a $26 million dead cap number. Andrew Thomas, you got a $36 million dead cap number. Carter, $37 million. Holland, you have, if you were to move on from Holland and Adebo, that's $46 million in dead cap space. You're not going to do that. There's really nobody to trade unless you want to dump like Banks. Thank God James Hudson's going to be gone. But he's still going to cost us $2 million to be gone. Don't go away, man. Just go away. There's really nobody to trade. This is what I keep telling people when they're like, we have all this talent. Everyone's going to, no, we don't. Dexter Lawrence is going to be on the wrong side of 30 with a $27 million cap number, $13 million dead cap number. Brian Burns, you can't touch because he's got a $55 million dead cap number with a $34 million salary. You're stuck with Kayvon Thibodeau because he's got a $14 million guaranteed contract next year, which means it's a $14 million dead cap number. And then you have the likes of Abdul Carter, who you're not getting rid of. And like I said, then you can't move on from Holland. Here's the big issue if you want to take a look. There's three guys you got to look at that you want to that you could consider moving on from. Darius Slayton has done shit for you. And you take a look also at Holland, who has done shit for you. And then you take a look at Paulson Adebo, who's done shit for you. And then the problem is you want to get rid of probably Graham Gano too. But here's the problem. You cut those four guys or move on from, that's $62 million in dead cap number. And this is what still boggles the mind with Joe fucking Shane. He's like, I cleared out all this cap space, really? Because if you cut any of these, if you move on from these four guys, that's $62 million in dead cap space. So there's really no one you can trade. There's not many tradable contracts. How is it we're doing a $6 million man move? Because $6 million man is awesome. I have the in my toy collection. Because when you don't grow up with a lot, I figured this. Some psychologist told me this. When you don't grow up with a lot, you go back and you try to buy the toys, or you go back and buy the toys you never had as a kid. So I have multiple collections of different things, as you probably can't tell. But I got a lot of toy collection. I got a lot of toy stuff, and one of my favorite toys is the $6 million man Bigfoot. So I have two of those. One's in the box. And then I also have the $6 million man action figure, the Oscar Goldman action figure, and the there's a robot that fights Steve Austin. He's Maskatron. I have Maskatron as well. So I have, so so I'm always in the $6 million man. I'm surprised we really haven't made a $6 million man movie. Let's see here. Dev says, I would take my Tomlin, but to be honest, are the Steelers actually going to give him up? Super doubtful. They might fire him. They could fire him. Who would have thought that they would have moved on from Andy Reid? Now, Andy Reid was a different scenario because of his son, but who would have thought Philadelphia would have moved on from Andy Reid? Not me. I mean, yeah, Andy Reid didn't win the big one, but if you take a look at this guy, in Philadelphia, Andy Reid was 130-93. and he made the Super Bowl. Andy Reid outside of the first season in Philadelphia, which was a 5-11. He has a 5-11 season in 99. Then he goes 11-5, 11-5, 12-4, 12-4, 13-3. Then he goes 6-10, then comes back with 6-10, then he comes back with 10-6, 8-8, 10-6, 11-5, 10-6, 8-8. And then he was 12-4 and everything happened with his son. So he moved on to Kansas City. And then he's won 149 games in Kansas City in 13 seasons and 3 Super Bowls. So you never know. Steelers are one of the best drafting organizations, but haven't had a good to great defense going on 30 plus years. You're right. Tim, are you quitting YouTube? Yes. Quitting it all, baby. Quitting it all. People think I'm fucking nuts. They're like, you grew a channel. You became monetized. You got millions of views, almost 4 million views. I got the podcast that literally, since we've been on Believe in June, I think we have something like 930,000 downloads since June. Yeah, I'm quitting. Just time to do other things. Time to do other stuff. But we will be back. We're going to be like the movie of the week. When they used to do these things when TV series would leave and then they would come back for on a very special Blossom. But they would come back and do like a TV movie. That's what we're going to be like. So we'll come back and we're going to do we'll do the day of the free agency, kickoff free agency. And we will do we're going to do a draft party like we always do. So, and that's it. But February 16th, February, we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to focus more on Knicks Unleashed, that great podcast, which I haven't got a chance to really get to. And we're going to do, of course, my new favorite podcast, which is growing by leaps and bounds still. Fuck Your Sensitivity, the Mad Ramblings of a Gen Xer. You formerly Get Off My Lawn, the Mad Ramblings of a Gen Xer, but the marketing people thought Fuck Your Sensitivity, the Mad Ramblings of a Gen Xer was more apropos for my personality. Seemed to work. I was going to tell them they were wrong, but then we started getting all these downloads. Shane must go. I agree. Okay, I'm sold. Bring in Tomlin. I love that. See, that's giant fandom for you. I need water. I drank too much last night. Watching the Knicks last night was one of those moments. You watch a team put up 41 points in the fourth quarter. And then I think they scored 14 in the second. And you're sitting there stop shooting. First of all, they shot 67% from 3 in the first quarter. And then all of a sudden they went fucking cold in the second quarter. So I'm screaming at these motherfuckers, stop shooting the 3. It's okay to take a shot when you're 4 feet from the basket. So they did 41 and 18 in the second. But then the defense and then the ball movement came back. And then they put up 57 over the last 2. So they beat the Raptors 116-94. And that's, of course, the first place Raptors, who are 14-7. The Knicks are now 13-6. But they were literally driving me. They were literally driving me to drink last night. That's how bad it is when you're watching a team and they're making you drink. They're going to, of course, be in Boston mañana. Knicks will be in Boston at 8 p.m. tomorrow night on Peacock. Tickets as low as $46. I got to go back. I got to go to another Knicks game. We've been to like 6 Knicks games so far this year. I got to go back. I enjoy basketball way too much. Hey, Tim, do you think the Giants front office are going to be hesitant to hire Mike Tomlin because the organization has never had black? That's not true. We have a Hispanic head coach. Mike Kafka, his grandparents are Puerto Rican. We have a minority head coach right now. Nobody knows it, but we have one. No one knows or talks about it but me because I'm a fucking racist. Let's get Bill Belichick. Let's kick Shane out of the ass to make sure I agree. Realistically, do you think who's going to be the New York's head coach? Who would Shane hire? That's a crazy one. I don't know who Shane would hire. Realistically, it's going to be someone like Mike McCarthy, or knowing like I said, like we're gonna do an Antonio Pierce, and Kafka's going to win like last four games, and then they're gonna promote him, because I still think it would be Kafka, because if you're going to keep Shane for another year, if not 2, you need a head coach you can control, because Shane does not like big personalities in the building. He likes people he can control. Okay, so the channel won't be deleted. You'll just be taking a break, which is good. No, I'm quitting, but I'm not going to delete the channel. That'd be crazy. That'd be fucking insane. Delete the channel. Took me forever to grow this motherfucker. I remember when we had 100 subscribers. Now we got 12,000. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Wow, they lost out big time, Tim. Yep. Let's see. Realistically, who do you think Joe Shane will hire? He answered that one. Mara passed on Jim Harbaugh. Mara won't hire Mike Tomlin. Mara wants a yes man. He won't be allowed to build the way the head coach wants. The last coach that had a strong personality was Tom Coughlin. And we saw how Tom Coughlin exited his tenure as New York Giant head coach, walking right past John Mara, not even looking at him, not even shaking his hand, and walked out the door, because let's be honest, we did Tom Coughlin dirty. We did. Yeah, he was on the downward spiral. Yes, but this is a guy that won 102 games for the Giants. Yeah, he did lose 90. But this was a guy who had 2 6-10 seasons in a row, and he was 69 years old, but he deserved to go out on his own terms. And for 2-time Super Bowl winner, he deserved to go out on his own terms, and we just never did that. Mazzy B, what's up? Giants, let's see, of course, Super Chat, all Super Chats go. Children's Hospital, Philadelphia. Are the Giants really tanking? Want to know, so don't waste time watching. It's why Kafka didn't kick the field goal versus the Lions. People suggest as evidence. Well, evidently you're watching other content creators, and they're fucking morons. Mike Kafka makes that call. He does a riverboat Ron. He makes that call. Giants get it. They win. No one's saying shit. He makes the call, and then all of a sudden, he should have kicked the field goal. Hindsight is 20/20. Everyone with hindsight is perfect. I don't think they're tanking, because what do they have to gain to tank? If you're not taking a quarterback and you're not taking a safety at 2, you can't take a safety at 2. No, the Giants will take a safety at 2. I feel bad for you guys. The Giants will take a safety at 2. But there's really no transcendent player this year that outside of some couple quarterbacks, and we're not going to take a quarterback. What's up, Blackbird? What's your thought on the Knicks so far this season? We'll get that. Lane Kiffin he ain't even a shadow of his father. No, you're right. He's not. The Venus rover. Watch this, White Lotus. You mean the Venus probe that crashed back to Earth and went out and was running its mission, and Steve Austin had to fight it. That, which is one of the rarest $6 million man toys out there. Got it. And the fucking box. The box is a repop, though. Let's see. White Lotus says, Tim, I'll be in the Vietnamese jungle in February, so hope I will find you again when I'm back in New York in the spring. Salute. What are you going to what are you going to Vietnam for? War's over. What do I think it is? I haven't read the paper lately. I could be wrong. What are you going to Vietnam for? What's your game prediction? Pain. I'm going to give the Patriots this one 27-21. The robot, I already got the robot fought Steve Austin, not the wrestler. It doesn't matter where we pick, we have to trade down. You're right. What's your thoughts on the Knicks so far this season? Well, go to Knicks Unleashed, that hot new podcast. He was about to have a brand new cover put up this year. The marketing team worked on a cover. I like what Mike Brown is doing. I love the offensive philosophy. I love the offensive energy. The reliance on the three is getting real annoying, because when they don't rely on the three and they play defense and they score 57 points over 2 quarters and they hold the other guys down to 40, they're unbeatable, even with the injuries. But they shot 67% from the 3-point line last night. And then they just went fucking nuts. And that's a problem, because then the fact that second quarter, when they only scored 18 points, all they did was put up the fucking three. All they did was hoist up fucking threes, and it was annoying as shit. But then they come back in the second half and play defense. Cat decides he doesn't want to work in the big bodega. He wants to play like the big bodega. And they really turn it around. The way Philadelphia is playing, yeah. It's going to be a big loss to the Giant content world. You're the best doing it, in my opinion, man. Well, John, I appreciate that. Skyline says, Tim, do you get any additional picks since Kafka is a minority? You know, it's funny. I believe we do. James Williams will talk to you about that. I bet on the Bears and Patriots to make the playoffs before the season. That bet might hit big. Oh, that bet's going to hit big. That bet is going to hit big. Someone check on T-Brad. Go Buckeyes! James Williams says, hit that like button. We did Eli dirty too. Stop his stealing. Stop the streak for Gino. Wait, people are still watching this train wreck? I guarantee you this is going to be a pretty lowly rated game outside of like New England. Tom Coughlin, 2-time Super Bowl head coach for the New York Football Giants. John says, just imagine we rolled out the red carpet for Gettleman. We couldn't kick Coughlin out the door fast enough. What a sham. Joe must go. Well, I think you've been talking to T-Brad. What I don't want any more fucking coordinators. Don't want any more fucking coordinators. I don't care if you're a coach in college. I don't want any more fucking coordinators. The Colts are 7-0 since Jonathan Taylor scores, and 1-3 when Jonathan Taylor does. Oh, yeah, because love it. Because of the fact that, but that's Daniel Jones's team. No, Daniel Jones is basically having the same season that he had when the Giants made the playoffs, and Saquon Barkley was running wild in that 7-2 start. And once everyone started keying on Barkley, they go 2-5-1. I see a close game tonight, and we'll blow the lead like we always do. BP says, Gen X Street Cred, the original lightsaber toy with a flashlight and a plastic saber. You blew up like a balloon and attach it to the clip at the top. That I don't have. I don't have that one. I'm not into Star Wars. I'm not a Star Wars guy. I do have Luke Skywalker #1 in the blue trading card. That's one of the most sought after Star Wars trading cards. Blue series #1, Luke Skywalker. What's up, Trenton? Trenton, how's the little one? How's the little one, Mr. How's the little one doing, Mr. Trenton? How's the girl? How's your girl? She good? Getting big every day, right? You can't. You're amazed that how you go to work and you come back home and the kid's doing something else. So you're like, what the hell is going on here? Of course you haven't been able to catch a stream. You got a kid. I understand that. You gotta, well, she's not newborn now, but you gotta, I don't like when people text me. Stop texting me stuff during streams. I'm trying to be professional here. People always laugh when I tell them I'm being professional. I'm being professional. Don't laugh. I'm being professional. That's not working. Someone's still trying to send me this damn video. It's like, okay, none of these videos that you're sending me are trying to work. So I don't know what to tell you. I feel bad that I can't watch this video. It's a giant video and I can't watch it. The wheel just keeps spinning. They did send me the video. They didn't send me just a screen link. So, no, I'll figure it out. Hi ho, it's off to work we go. What is someone sent me an email about Carl Banks. Hold on. What is Bo? Oh, it's Bo from Montana. Love seeing Carl Banks on the show. If you ever have him back, can you ask why he's never gotten into coaching? He is the gifted deeply. He doesn't want to coach. Carl Banks doesn't want to coach. He talked about this on the first two streams. He doesn't want to coach. He's been offered opportunities to be like positional coaches and do stuff like that. He doesn't want to do it. Haven't been able to catch a stream in a while. Been busy. I'm starting to think the Eagles might only win one more game. Baby girl is great. Oh, so when I said 9 wins takes the division, maybe I wasn't crazy. With your departure, which Giants Challenge content creators would you recommend? Perhaps Francesa. Good question. That's a great question. How many likes do we have, though, before I answer that question? We have 31 likes. If we had 40 likes, I would answer that question. Good question. What giant get to 40 likes? Now, know what? I'll answer that question. I don't think you're winning 11 games, Trenton. If you do win 9 games, I think it's going to be a lot, unless you fire your offensive coordinator. If it was I, and I had to pick other content creators to watch, I would become Green Bay Packer fans. You're going to watch Chode Sports? They just make shit up. And I always love their thumbnails. The Giants are signing this all-pro. And you know for a fact they're not signing the person because they're like under contract for 4 more years and they're an all-pro. That's like they were like, Giants are getting Patrick Surtain. You mean the former defensive player of the year who just signed a huge contract with Denver and Denver's winning? Listen, if you want to do things for the likes, the clicks, the bleeps, and the bloops, go fucking right ahead and do it. But don't be a fucking moron about it. Don't think that people are stupid. You're going to do that other one with the tennis players? They're just as dumb. You're going to do, and I can't think of the name, but I need Zach. Let me think who else. You're going to go to the Entertainer? Okay. He hasn't gotten anything right since Sinatra. So you're going to go over there? Bad Dog you can watch. You can watch Bad Dog, but Bad Dog at least admits he's a homer. And then Bad Dog changes his mind left and right, about everything, and then tries to come back. Trying to think here. Honestly, I would just stop watching TV. I would just stop watching. Is that wrong? Once I leave, you should just quit. Yeah. No, that's what I would do. I cannot think of any. Oh, Big Dash. Big Dash does things though at night. So no, I don't know if yeah, Big Dash. I think you could do You could do Big Bat. You could do Big Dash. Let's see here. I used to have the $6 million man. Well, first of all, it was not a rocket ship. First of all, that's not. It was the Bionic Transport and Repair Station. It's not a rocket ship. Misconception. Yes, it looked like a rocket ship, but it was the Bionic Transport and Repair Station. And I got that in the box over there. Not a rocket ship, Coach D. Oh my God. Giants Now by Chat Sports. Such an amusing content. A Big Dash. I'd go Big Dash. Bad Dog. Yeah, like I said, but Bad Dog, the problem with Bad Dog is who said about the Daniel Jones thing? Bad Dog loved or hated Daniel Jones depending on the week, right up to when he quit on the team. Yeah, then he was like, I'm sorry. Then he was like, well, he's got to prove it. Then he's like, give him $160 million. Then he give him $160 million. He's great. Then he sucks. No, I was always consistently. I told everyone the Giants would not be good again in 2027 once Daniel Jones inked that contract. And everyone says I was fucking nuts. Because I said after he flames out in year 2 in 2025, this is what I love. This is exactly what I said. When he flames out in year 2 in 2025, you're going to have to draft a quarterback. And then you're going to need at least 2 years to build a roster around that quarterback so you may be good again in 2027. The Giants supposedly signed Odell Beckham to 4 years, $90 million, according to Chat Sports. The Colts at one point were 5-1. Now they're in the hunt. Yeah, because their schedule got harder and everyone's keying now on Jonathan Taylor. What's up, says Big James. Bobby is not bad. No, Bobby Carrick is not bad. He's just not good. I watch Big Dash. Well, you're allowed to. You're allowed to. Hey, Tim, when you leave, would you recommend folks to watch Mike Francesa podcast? I like Mike Francesa. I grew up on Mike Francesa. I remember the very first episode of him on WFAN before him and the Bad Dog. Legion of Boom headquarters in Seattle. Bad Dog's definitely defending Shane as of late. He's lost me there. Well, Trenton, I was on Bad Dog's show years ago, and we had a debate about Jalen Hurts and Daniel Jones. And I said directly that Jalen Hurts would win a Super Bowl before Daniel Jones, and Jalen Hurts was a better quarterback. And by the end of the stream, and I wish Zach was here because he would know which one it is. And at the end of the stream, I had Bad Dog convinced that Jalen Hurts was a better and Bad Dog hates Oklahoma quarterbacks, that Jalen Hurts was a better quarterback than Daniel Jones. And then like 3 days later, someone told me he did a video about how Jalen Jones was better than Jalen Hurts. Anyone who defends Joe Shane is a moron. I agree. Hey, he did Trenton, but I got him to react that he admits Jalen is better. Yeah, I did the same thing. I'm talking about shows. What's up, Lamar? Oh, shows. Oh, I'm sorry, Lamar. Let's see here. What's up, bro? What's up, brother? Where you been? Hey, what's up, Tim? When you leave the show, is James going to take over? Oh, no. Nobody's taking over. This is a mess. Nobody's taking over. I love all the compliments that 2 streams ago, James and I did a show. Make sure you're hitting the like button, guys. James and I did a show, and the last 40 minutes was nothing Giant related. And people told me that was one of the best parts of the show in years, that him and I just, James and I, as always, as we do in our friendship, just in talking on the phone or hanging out in person, we always straddle that line between humor and good taste. And people told me that that show was probably one of the best shows that they had seen. And they're like, you and James need to do a podcast. And James is like, well, we would get canceled within a week. And I said, that's great, though. That's what we should do. But then we did a show. We did the last week we did the Carl Banks stream. And It was a 3-hour stream, but Carl was only on for like the first hour and 10 minutes. And then the last hour and 40 minutes of the stream, it was me, James, and T-Brad. And we talked everything but Giants. We talked basketball. We talked movies. We talked music. We talked Eddie Murphy and the best concert videos. And again, people are like, well, that was just a fucking awesome show. And I couldn't believe it because we still like 120 people watching after Carl Banks left. And we didn't talk any Giants. In regards to the head coach, I'm at a loss. I do think McCarthy would want to come here. I don't know if McCarthy would want to come here only because of the fact that we've already turned down McCarthy once. This has been back in 2020, y'all. Y'all had a debate about jail. Yeah, we did. That was 2021. You're right. I think you're 100% right. And I kept telling him Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Daniel Jones. And I told him I would take Jalen Hurts every day of the week and twice on Sunday over Daniel Jones. And I said Jalen Hurts would win a Super Bowl before Daniel Jones. And I had him convinced that Jalen Hurts was a better quarterback. And then like 2 days later, he goes and says that the opposite. The Legion of Boom's headquarters set, Toy said, the Legion of Boom headquarters. Oh, no, I that's a little before my time. From the 60s, that's a little before me. Not by much, but that's a little before my time. I didn't know there was a Legion of Boom, a Legion of Doom. A Legion of Doom headquarters. I've looked that up. Legion of Doom. I remember the series was a Legion of Doom headquarters. Legion of Doom headquarters. Playset. Here we go. Playset. No, I don't. I see the old. Oh, that's the Imaginext made one. That's pretty fucking awesome. I have the original Batcave from Amigo, which is fun. Every once in a while, I play Batman. My biggest thing right now, though, is who's texting me? Oh, the Knicks. The Knicks are hold on, the Knicks are texting me. Oh, Jalen Brunson named Eastern Conference Player of the Week. I do have the. My son and I have been trying to get the USS flag for years. So I do have the USS flag complete, almost complete, like 80% complete. And I got it set up in the basement on the other side. And I love it because my wife goes, "You're ever going to take that down?" I'm like, "No." You want me to take this? You want me to take the flag down because it only takes up like a quarter of the room. And you want me to take it down? I have to launch sorties and defend freedom against Cobra. And how am I going to do that and maintain the sanctity of the basement if I don't have my Sky Strikers on the flight deck ready to go at a moment's notice? How are you going to do that? Because Ghost Rider, the pattern is full.
He went like this. He went like that. I said to Hollywood, "Where'd he go?" Hollywood said, "Where'd who go?"
What's up, Jersey? The last 40 minutes was basketball related. Oh, the last 40 minutes was good. That was that last show, but the James show and we did a James, the show James and I did was 2 streams ago. It got a little raw. we literally had to stop because it was going the wrong way. Bad Dog is a fan, wants a team to win, so I respect. No, like I said, Bad Dog tells you he is a fan. The channel is He's a Giant, has good content, but they don't post much. I have no idea who He's a Giant is. Never know. I don't know that one, Dave. We need an Angry Black Man segment at least weekly. We'll get that. We talked basketball goats. That was last week. We also talked about which was better, Eddie Murphy Raw or Eddie Murphy Delirious. Can you imagine, though? Eddie Murphy at one point in time had the #1 movie and the #1 song in the country. Everyone forgets Party All the Time with Rick James as the producer. My girl wants to party all the time. Girl, I seen you in clubs. I love it. He's got to do the whole thing. Just hanging out and dancing. You give your name and number to every man you see. When you come home at night, you're always out romancing. Promise I know the whole fucking song. Give me the channel, and I promise it will have a giant podcast. I already told somebody. You want the channel. Somebody want the channel, you give me 10 grand. Give me 10 grand cash. You can have the channel. I already told someone that. Because they were like, I want to buy your channel. I said, fine, 10 grand. And I thought that's pretty cheap. Because you're monetized. You can make that money back. Won't sell the podcast, but you can make that money back real easy. Just have to put the work in. I just don't feel like putting the work in. So that's it. Trenton, 10 grand. It's all yours. Just write me a check. No check. Cash. I don't trust you motherfuckers. Check. Cash. Cashier's check. 10 grand. Channel is yours. You can have the YouTube channel. Let's see here. We're all fans. Bad Dog's delusional fan. He never is based in reality, rejects facts because to him, a fan can only be delusional. Never calls out bad things. That's not good. Bad Dog was definitely right in that Jones is better than the Hurts train. A little too long, especially after 2 Super Bowls. Don't give it to me. I will never get the damn internet thing to work. Not to mention again, this is, Mr. Sanders. That's right. I know it's you, Mr. Sanders, because of the fact that I see the Lawrence Taylor picture. I know these things. James, are you working? You want to come on for a minute, James? We can sing Party All the Time together. I'll put the link in the chat real quick. I do have to go make dinner shortly. My girl wants to party all the time. I want to come to your house and play with toys. Yeah. I don't have 1 Star Trek playset. I don't have 2 Star Trek playsets. I have 3 Enterprises. And I have multiple Klingons. I have Ahura. Ahura, can never say her name properly. It sounds like I'm saying Ahura. And I have all the Amigo figures. I just got I've been putting them back together for the last couple of years, the Space 1999 transport ship. I don't know what the fuck that thing is called, but it's fucking awesome. Eagle One. I always wanted that. As a kid, I always wanted an Eagle One. I got 2 of them now, but I'm using 2 of them to build to 1. And I got the action figures, man. So I'm going to play some Moonbase Alpha. I don't know. The Klingons might attack, but then we'll launch the sortie off the flag, and then I'll bring in the what you call it. I'll bring in the Eagle One. Trenton, you're not James.
What? Don't we look the same?
Yeah, similar. What's up? How's the kid?
Kid's great. She finally went down for a nap, so I figured I'd hop on for a couple minutes before she wakes up again.
Yeah, I was going to say, before she wakes up one more time. Don't worry, my one son had day-night reversal. So, which was awesome because he would go to sleep at 5 o'clock in the morning after being up all night. And I only had to go to work at 6. So, you know,
yeah, she's been pretty fussy today, but normally from like 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., she does not want to sleep. She does not want to do anything other than scream. So I'm looking forward to that in about 2 hours.
That's what the gym is made for.
But it looks like your Giants are now officially eliminated, and my Eagles are getting ready to punch their ticket to Cancun right behind them. I think Dallas might sneak up on us and get this division. I was doing the math.
Didn't I tell you this already?
You did, but I didn't
tell you I said this, the Eagles are going to take a step back. I said Washington's going to take a step back. And I said there was a certain team in Dallas that was going to take a step up. And I told you this at the beginning of the season. And I said 9 wins to me could realistically take this division.
The thing that I did not predict is the offensive regression. Patullo's been in the building for 4 years as the passing game coordinator. And two of those 4 years, AJ Brown had over 1,400 yards. And now he can't get anybody involved. That's what's the most confusing thing for me is just the complete regression.
Here's the most confusing thing to me.
And the line sucks now too.
First 3 games of the season, you guys run the first 4 games of the season. You guys run the ball ad nauseum. Even when it's not working, you're running the ball, but you go 4-0. Then all of a sudden, we're a passing team. Hurts is going to throw 38, 40 times. Then what you do is after you lose a couple games, well, we're going to go back to the run. And we're going to run 50, 60 times. There's no consistency in that offense. And this
Hurts is, I love Hurts, but this is press conference number 14 where he's used the word identity, and we still don't have one.
there is no identity in that Philadelphia offense.
I feel for the man though, because this is his fourth offensive coordinator that he's had in Philly. He has no consistency in his offense. He's got to learn new things every year.
That's their job, though.
I get that. Like, I'm not sympathetic. Like, he's a multimillionaire and he has to work around those challenges. But
I never take that as an excuse. Justin Herbert had 5 offensive coordinators in 5 consecutive seasons going back to his last year in Oregon.
That's fair.
I mean, there's your job. Like, if you're a bricklayer, your job is to figure out, okay, I'm going to lay this cinder block on top of this cinder block, use this cement, do this, or I use this brick right here. And if they change bricks up on you, that's your job to adjust and figure it out. That's all you do.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it.
That's the way I always see it. I never take that as an excuse. Now, I will take an excuse if you tell me the offensive coordinator does not fit the identity of the offensive skill players, and I will give you that.
I think Kellen Moore did an excellent job last year of understanding the personnel that we had. With the line being as good as it was, playing at the high level that it was, and having Saquon be as prolific as he was being, Kellen kind of just leaned into that. Whereas Kevin Patullo, doesn't. I don't even have an explanation. He doesn't know what he wants to do at any given moment.
Well, he's best friends with the head coach.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'd rather have Big Dom call the fucking plays than watch Kevin.
I mean, seriously, it would literally be like if I was best friends with Mike Kafka and Kafka called me up and said, "Hey, Tim, you want to come over here and be the offensive coordinator?" Well, sure, I'll be the offensive coordinator. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Passing coordinator is a fancy title for meaning a guy that watches film.
The clipboard guy.
that's the fancy name. Kellen Moore, even going back to his time in Dallas, I hated that man. I hated him with a passion from 2019 to 2022 because that motherfucker always figured something out.
Yep.
And he does this thing that the Giants do in reverse. He made adjustments at halftime. The Giants make adjustments. It's too bad they adjust the wrong way. But Kellen Moore, to me, was always good at seeing what worked and didn't work in the first half and then taking those adjustments into the second half. And the Eagles just aren't doing that this year.
Yeah, that's true. The second half it's the reverse of last year where Kellen would kind of feel out the defense for like a quarter, and then we'd get rolling by the third quarter and close out the game in the fourth. Now we have some good drives on the scripted plays, like the first 15 plays or whatever. We score touchdowns in the first quarter at a pretty consistent rate, and then the rest of the game we just fail.
That's what Jackson Dart does. James,
what's up, brother?
Yo,
are you working?
What's up, brother?
Hey,
my brothers.
My baby's waking up, so you can take my place on stream. I was filling in for you for a bit.
All right.
All right, good. Baby girl, shout out to baby girl.
Hey, see you guys. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, man. I got to get to the Zach Attack Super Chat. Of course, Super Chat goes to Sheffield Hospitals, Philadelphia. Eagles offense runs better in a 2-minute drill. They do. You at work?
No, I just got home.
Okay, you got your lights and bulb shirt on and then your Knicks hat.
Yeah, no, this is from my old gig, but it was a good shirt, and I liked fixing stuff, so
Told you, man. Told you about those Knicks yesterday.
Yeah, that was good. But it was a great win against the Raptors, who've been good, but it's to your point, we are relying on the three a little too much.
Well, when you shoot 61% from three in the first quarter for 41 points and then drop an 18 in the second quarter, and it was almost like they forgot you could literally get within 2 feet of the basket and shoot the ball. And it wasn't until your buddy, the big bodega, came out with a chip on the shoulder in that third quarter, still not getting the calls he should be getting underneath the basket. But he was a nice force, to have the Knicks figure out, hey, listen, if we D up a little, And we have an offensive philosophy in the flow. It doesn't rely on the three. We can score 57 in 2 quarters, and we can take this game.
Oh, so you mean the big 6'10", 7-foot Dominican acted like a big 6'10", 7-foot Dominican? Yeah, that's nice.
He did. Listen, Mike Kafka called me and told me to stop making fun of his Dominican friends and his nationality.
No, number one, he's Puerto Rican, but I get the relevancy for him. But number two, I would love to know what Mike Kafka had for Thanksgiving, but I don't want to go down that joke road again because I don't want to go down.
He had some roca gandules. He had some pasteles. He had some tostones.
I hope he did.
But there, listen, he had turkey.
I was going to say, he had some turkey and some Polak honey buns.
Yeah, he did. But we can't get into that because we don't want to get in trouble again. So the New York Giants, of course, are playing this tonight at 8:20 against the venerable New England Patriots. Patriots are 10-2. The Giants are 2-10. What are you calling it, James? What are you calling this one?
We're going to win tonight.
Of course we are, because we're stupid. And we're going to drop down.
No, I'm telling you, we are. We're going to win tonight. I'm telling you, I got a feeling because I was watching it that their offensive line is a little banged up, whatever that means for them. And again, if is the Ghost coming back? I think the Ghost he's not coming back. Wow,
no.
The Ghost is really hurt.
The Ghost is still out there.
Wow, that's crazy. The Ghost is not there. Wow.
He disappeared. He's somewhere in the cemetery.
Wow. But for some reason, I just think we're going to win. I don't know why. We always win the games you'd never think we're going to win. And New England, as good as Drake May has been, as good as they've been, they're not like a super powerhouse team. They're not like the New England Tom Brady Patriots. So it's not like we can't catch them on a Monday night, taking us for granted, which I'm sure they will. New
England is a young team. Mike, I still do not like Mike Vrabel as a head coach. I don't like what here's my thing about Mike Vrabel, and
you don't like him because go ahead. I won't even say it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this about Mike Vrabel, and I'm not, I'm just gonna say it. He doesn't like black quarterbacks. Okay, let's be honest. Okay, first of all, he drafted Malik Willis and told Malik Willis in the first preseason week, and Malik Willis started every preseason game for the Titans. He says you are not allowed to leave the pocket. Malik Willis is a running, scrambling quarterback who relies on his creativity like Jackson Dart, but he was told you are not allowed to leave the pocket. Literally told.
Oh, so we let our white young stud run around like crazy, but the black kid, you got to stay on the porch.
You got to stay on the porch. Then they draft Will Levis and Ryan Tannehill. First of all, they draft Malik Willis. Ryan Tannehill says, I'm not here to be a mentor.
Oh, yes. Yes, the great Tannehill.
Then they draft Will Levis, and and then Ryan Tannehill says, I am here to mentor this kid.
And you're right.
So then they fire Mike Vrabel. He goes over to New England. They have a quarterback named Joe Milton on the team who actually played extremely well that week 17. And they have Drake May. So Mike Vrabel shows up and says, you know what? I'm sending the black kid to Dallas.
You forgot the part of they had to fire him from Tennessee because they knew they were drafting Cam Ward. And that probably wouldn't have worked out.
Forgot about that point. But
just saying.
He doesn't like black quarterbacks. Just on
it. It seems it could be something there.
But you literally took Joe Milton, who threw for 300 yards and whatever touchdowns that last game of the season, and says, no. The black kid can't be competing with the white kid. So we got to get rid of him.
I don't even want him back here as the backup.
I only want him here in the backup. We're just going to ship him off to Dallas.
I don't want to see his shadow in the locker room.
Literally.
But you're right. Everything you said, you're right.
So they are a young team. Well, racists. But they are a young team, and they can be. I think they can. They will have the young team moments that all young teams have.
Drake May is due for a bad game.
Drake May, he's thrown for over 3,130 yards, 71% completion percentage, 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, but he has been sacked 37 times.
Well, that doesn't really matter for us because we just do pressure.
Someone sent me, well, Joshua Dobbs is their backup quarterback. No. Joshua Dobbs is allowed to be on the team because he's a fucking astronaut.
I was going to say the astronaut.
Mike Vrabel found out he was an astronaut and said, I didn't know the kid was black.
And no offense, that guy, he's like an older astronaut at that. So he didn't keep the young buck around. He kept the old man around.
Now, my thing is you are going to run Henderson and Stevenson ad nauseum.
That's the problem.
You are also going to run Drake May ad nauseum against this Giant defense. And then you're going to have the likes of Stephon Diggs and Hunter Henry. And then they have, what's that kid named Bullet? I can't remember the other wide receiver. Then you have Holland.
Yeah, I know you.
They have so many fucking weapons from Henderson to Hooper to Douglas to Holland to Bullet to Henry to Diggs. They have how many guys? How many guys do you think have over 200 yards receiving on this team?
3. No, nope. Four.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys.
Wow.
And then you have 2 guys that have 180 and 174 yards receiving.
He's distributing the ball.
He's distributing the ball.
Yeah, and that guy Henderson, from that certain school. What up, T. Brad? Saw you in the chat, brother.
And they
leave that there.
Actually have linebackers and defensive players, so I mean, it's one of those crazy things.
I just think Drake May is due for a bad game. Anything can happen on Monday night. And we just win. We give up the games we should win, but then the games, like the Charger game, I didn't really think we had a shot in that game. And then all of a sudden their whole offensive line went, ah!
Yeah,
so, I just think this game's going to be a little closer than people think. And I actually think we're going to have a chance to really steal it. I really do.
Did you like the new Nick hat?
I do.
Got the new one.
Yeah.
I also got the blue with the orange bill, but then like I said, I had to go get the giant black hat.
Oh, I do like the black. I do like the black.
This way, you really can't tell if I'm a Giant fan because you could just be like, well, he's just wearing a black hat.
Well, listen, I got a real dope Giants beanie I want to wear, but White Vic, the real White Vic, Blackbird, my brother, love you. He beat up on the old man Rodgers yesterday, so I had to wear my Buffalo hat today, and now I got my Knicks hat on.
Now I actually bought a Knicks hat like yours, similar that you have on. I went the Knicks, of course, had Black Friday stuff going on, and then it usually.
Oh, cool, good. Oh, God forbid some stuff is actually on sale. Wow.
The stuff at MSG was cheaper than the shit in Macy's.
That's crazy. That's a good time to go, though. I'm glad you caught that.
Yeah, and then if you use your Chase card, you get like another 10% off.
Oh,
I know. I was like, well, shit, man, because everything there is Chase. And I always love it because I didn't figure it out until yesterday because the lady's like, will you be using your Chase card? And I was like, no. She's like, do you have one? I'm like, yes. So I was like, that's kind of fucking rude to ask.
He's like, do you have a Chase card?
And then she's like, well, if you use a Chase card, you get 10% off. I said, well, I'll be using a Chase card.
I was like, oh, you should have led with that.
I know you should have led with that, you racist. What everyone knows, all white people have Chase cards. That's a rule.
I was gonna say, hold on. All right, hold on. Damn it. I hate when you do this. Sidebar. Was she black?
Okay.
She's probably sitting there. How do I ask this nice white man this question without getting fired?
These questions. Well, listen, it's even worse. I catch more shit at MSG than any place else because the majority of the people that work concessions there are black, and even my loving wife laughs about this because she's always goes, they don't treat you like a white guy. She's like, I've never seen so many black people that they don't treat you like they treat normal people. I was like, well, what do you mean?
Because you have a black card. Yes,
and that's she treats you, and not that they're mean, but she treats you like you treat me. and like other people I know treat me. So and she goes, it just makes me laugh at that. And I was like, okay. So when she asked me about the chase car, I wasn't sure she knew exactly. But then I thought she was racist. But that's another. Speaking of races.
Oh my God, it's Lex.
It's Lex Luthor.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, brother?
I saw you were doing your little thing when I just got home late from work, and I said, I'll pop on for a little bit. Probably,
you weren't fucking invited.
No, I wasn't invited.
He's Lex Luthor. He doesn't need an invite. He just crashes. He's Lex.
It's Lex Luthor, and we're sitting here with the reverse Oreo. Oh, I'm sorry. Trying to get shit canned even faster.
This guy's trying. Yo, Lex, this dude put in his 2 weeks, and he's trying to expedite the process.
No, he'll be successful. Trust me.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm trying as hard as I can.
I don't know, man. Something's wrong with society. I think he's picking up more subscribers when he does like the sidebar conversation.
Oh, I know.
He's picking up more people. He's trying to get rid of people.
I'm trying to get rid of people. More people show up. I was like, how racist can I be today? No, not at all. Whatever the hell your name is at the end. Who's gonna win?
Who's gonna win? I'm with James. It just feels like the Giants, no matter what, the Giants screw up a good thing. So
they do. They do. And I love it because T-Brad says to James, what's up, brother? Talk your shit. Y'all won.
Nah, I don't need to do that. You know, we text. Hey, we got a group chat.
Championship, I'll be happy.
I am cheering for Kafka for the remaining coaches, but I think draft picks also. What do we do? I would never cheer for Mike Kafka.
So you cheering for Squints?
I would never cheer for the Puerto Rican Squints with German heritage. And we already ran through the list. There's really no one on. I ran through the roster earlier, James. I don't think you were at work. What? And because everyone's like, well, Mike Tomlin. I ran through this roster and I'm like, why the fuck would Mike Tomlin want to come here? What is
full on control? And
you're not going to give him full on control because you still have Joe Shane.
Exactly.
That's the real caveat. I think if he wasn't here, there would be a chance, a window, but with Joe Shane there, Tomlin's going to come in and go, you want me to put my life in the hands of the guy who said he can't mess up 5 and 7?
And I look at this team. We did this earlier. You're going to need Dane Belton should be gone in my mind. Tyrone Trace, you're going to have to draft a running back early.
Yes.
Slayton has been garbage. Jalen Hyatt is garbage. You still have Eric Gray and Devin Singletary are both going to be gone. You hope Theo Johnson has any success in year 3. You hope Jackson Dart plays well enough. You're probably going to move on from at least one of your offensive linemen. Either it's probably going to be Runyon or it's going to be Van Roten. And you have to hope that JMS isn't an aberration. So, and you have to pray to God that Malik Neighbors comes back from an injury, and you have to pray to God that Cam Scatteraboo is something beyond the kid that he was coming off a major injury.
Not only that, Malik Neighbors is a malcontent. Like he's not happy at all. And it's only going to get worse. If we go in and we lose, the first 6 games next year, you might be talking about a wide receiver that don't even want to take the field, assuming he's back by then.
My scary thing is, and I just started watching. I started watching college quarterbacks. Just started watching like 2 weeks ago. That Mendoza kid.
Now you like him?
Wow. He's got an arm plus. He has got like he reminded me dating myself. He reminded me of Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly going back to his days in Miami. Jim Kelly throwing that fucking rock in Buffalo in that snow. And Jim Kelly had an arm plus. But Jim Kelly was, even going back to when he was with the Gamblers in USFL, he had this arm strength that was above the NFL talent level, but he was accurate. And this kid Mendoza, I think he's completed like 70% of his passes. He's accurate short. He's accurate deep. He throws with precision on the fucking timing patterns. I was watching these film and even on his, and I always say, I don't just watch the highlights, I watch everything. Even on his bad plays, you're like, this kid can throw the ball a country mile, but he's got touch and he is running a pro offense now that I think that if you took that pro offense and ran it that Indiana pro offense and ran it in anywhere in the NFL with this kid, you would probably be successful. But lucky for us, we might get the second overall pick and take a safety.
Now we're going to take a kicker. I can see Joe Shane. We got this guy from Finland. Used to play soccer. He's converted.
And besides, his last name is Mendoza. How great!
Also, we're definitely not taking him.
We could. Well, racist. I was going to get into making jokes about the Mendoza line.
And I honestly, what impressed me is what he did at Penn State. Even though Penn State's had a down year considering their expectations, Penn State had the lead in that game, and Mendoza was not playing well. And then he just, boom, brings Indiana back. Yeah. So that's the game that I really show, because I don't care how good you are against, the teams you should beat or whatever. I care about, can you face adversity as a college quarterback? Because I want to know about the mental. That's why I'm not a big Caleb Williams fan, because he has all the tools, he can make all the throws, but I have a question about his mental. And everything's going good right now, but what happens when everything goes bad? Can you find a way to overcome the situation you put yourself in?
Well, he did.
He did. So that's off to him.
I love this. My wife is black, so I have a street cred. I got street cred.
Yeah, so listen, yes, if you're married into the family, either way, goes both ways. Either way, marriage, family, yes, you get the card. And let me just explain this. Because I think I'm the representative here to explain this. When you have the card, it's wireless. That's why the girl sensed that when Tim came up to the concession stand. She could feel that. It goes, oh, he has a card. All right, let me just word this. Oh, okay. She can feel that.
The right way.
Lex, you have a card too, but you just keep yours at home. You don't bring yours out. I don't know why, because you're Lex Luthor. But you have a card too.
No, I legit do have a card, because
there's a cookie place in MSG.
There you go.
I can't think of the name of the cookie place. It's this famous cookie place. It's in the garden. And so we went to go get cookies to bring home for the kids. So we went and got the cookies. And after I bought the cookies, again, it's a black guy. He goes to me and he looks at me and he looks around for a second. He looks at me and goes, "You don't want to buy these cookies here." I was like, "What?" He goes, No. He's like, "You want to go down to Penn Station because right next to the Chick-fil-A, they sell the same cookies. It's the same store." He goes, "But you'll get like 20 of them for what you're paying here."
See, and I'm
laughing because the wife is standing next to me laughing because she goes, only you starts talking to this guy behind the counter about, and we already checked out. He's like, only you start talking about this guy about cookies. I said, because we're hooking a brother up. So we're doing good here. So he knew. You're right there.
You got to conversate to get the discount.
You got to conversate to find out where I get the cookies for even cheaper. That's why I always tell people like Lex that your people stole my land. My wife is Native American, which according to James, that makes me Native American.
I mean, he's
you stole my land?
Listen, if Pocahontas and John, and this is bad compared, but if Pocahontas and John Smith got married, doesn't that technically mean he's part of the tribe?
That's right. So
just saying.
I want the white man to sell me back Manhattan. And I'll wait.
Well, the bad part about being on this side of the card, though, is we don't get those kind of reparations.
Okay, reparations.
That's the bad part about having the black card.
I'm still shooting for reparations. I'm not getting any.
We're not, that's not happening.
About Staten Island, they're looking to separate.
Well, I don't want Staten Island. It's a dump.
Nobody wants Staten Island. Staten Island doesn't even want Staten Island.
They offered me Staten Island and they offered to give me money, and I said no. I said I want Manhattan back. I bet Kubiak has a chase card too. Okay.
I was trying to think, like, is Gary married to a sister? I was like,
I don't know. Let's see here. We gotta get off the racism.
Here, real question, giant question, real question.
Right, real question, giant question.
Because our boy who said that they're rooting for Kafka squints. This, if Jackson Dart plays tonight, this is going to be his first time playing without the Dabo blanket.
He is playing tonight.
Okay, so this is his first time playing without the Dabo blanket. Is Kafka going to actually do something different? Maybe open it up, or are we just going to see the same run Jackson Dart into the ground, get him hurt?
Well, according to Carl Banks on Twitter.
Oh, he's back on X.
He's back on X. According to Carl Banks, Mike Kafka has been calling the plays all season long. So
he's the one that's been getting him hurt. Thanks.
Yeah, he's the one that's been getting him hurt.
Oh, great.
But according to Carl Banks, I actually saw this on Twitter, that he is the one. And like we've showed it before, Jackson Dart has decorated his apartment so he feels more at home.
Oh my God.
You know how hard it was to get that pitch?
But that's such a great thing. When you did that the first time, I was like, oh my God.
I am literally leaning over the fence to try to take a shot inside the tent. You know, security there is not very nice for people that do things like that. But that one security guard, that the older gentleman that was there, he let it slide for a second. So it took me a while to get that shot.
Well, I got a quick question for you. Considering that Joe Shane was listening in as Mike Kafka was talking in plays as Brian Dable, was Brian Dable checking Mike Kafka? No, we got to run. And then Joe Shane's like, no, they're just arguing. Maybe that's why we get delayed games or something like that.
That would be hilarious if that was true.
That would be hilarious if true, but no, we get delay of games because of the fact that we can't figure out what the fuck we're doing. And a lot of the times, it's interesting that a lot of times, with especially delay of game penalties, and people don't understand this. And if you come out of the huddle late, because you only have the headset available and on for a short period of time. And then as you break the huddle, that headset is cut off per the NFL rules. The headset is cut off because they don't want people dialing in and, giving out information, especially coverages and formations and everything that's set up. So that's cut off. So a lot of times when the play comes in late from the thing, it's because of the quarterback is not processing what's being called, and they get out of the huddle late, and then everything goes off, and then they still have to make the play call. And then they still got to get everyone up to the line. So most of the times, those delay of game penalties aren't on the sidelines calling the plays. It's on the quarterback.
By the way, are we running any bash concept tonight?
Lord only knows. But if you're gonna go bet on FanDuel, that parlay I read up earlier was actually a pretty good parlay. I know we weren't talking about sports betting, but FanDuel, number one sports book in America. New customers bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win.
Did you forget the read?
No, I did the read earlier, but I have to do more reads.
Yes, to do more than one.
I have to do more than one. I got to remember. So the most popular parlay is, let's see, Henderson plus 10 yards in the first quarter. Tyrone Tracy plus 10. In the first quarter, Jackson Dart plus 10 in the first quarter, and Drake May plus 10 rushing in the first quarter.
Wow. All of them. I mean, that's.
If you bet a $10 wager, you win $325.
Huh.
I thought that was a pretty good parlay.
You actually piqued my interest there with that one.
There was another good one. This other parlay I liked was, let me see here. What was this other parlay? There was this other parlay I liked. Wan'Dale Robinson plus 60 and receiving. Stephon Diggs plus 70. Hunter Henry plus 50, Theo Johnson plus 40.
$10
$10
one I'd be.
$10 wager gets you
Sure.
$10 wager gets you $275. I could see that one. I like that parlay.
I actually like them both. That's weird.
I know. I think I'm going to bet both of them when I get off the street.
I was sitting here thinking, like, God damn it, that actually sounds kind of good.
I think about betting both of those parlays tonight. Why not? Because FanDuel is number one sports book in America. Make sure you bet responsibly. FanDuel.com.
Just add Ramondre Stevenson to fumble, and you're good on that.
I'm not going to get. That's too crazy.
It's almost a guarantee.
I'm not going to get him. I think I'm going to do that parlay. I'm going to log.
Can I bet that Slayton will drop 2 passes?
Sure, you can. Here's my parlay. Slayton drops 2. Jackson Dart in the blue tent once.
Damn it.
Theo Johnson gets all of his yards in the first quarter. And the Giants somehow blow a 40-point lead.
Well, we're not going to be up 40, so that,
Yeah, I know.
maybe 20, 15.
Abdul Carter actually have a sack in this game.
That's not a
Oh
parlay.
my
That's not a parlay. That would be a wish to God.
Yeah, what's up with your boy, Lex?
Yeah,
Damn it.
Marky
Hey,
sucks.
he is not my boy.
He never liked him. He never liked
I
him.
know. I just wanted to see him just say that. I know.
I want to say one last thing before I get out of here because I do have to cook dinner. We talked about this earlier. We talked about Wando Robinson. I'm going to say it again. In 2 games, Wando Robinson has 300 yards. In 10 games, he's got 400. I'm going to say that again. In 2 games, he has 300 yards. In the other 10, he's got 400. But we're going to give him $54 million.
We gave
Yeah,
30,
Pop. Yeah.
we gave 30.
Well, Shane will be here, so.
Yeah, but I don't understand why people don't get that. He's only got 400 yards in 10 games, and he's got the other 302. And one of them was worth the worst defense in the league secondary at the time in Dallas. I really hope you guys are going to have a good season in 2026.
I'm still messaging you.
Oh, you can message me. People message me all you want. You can message me, but I'm not going to follow this shit show.
Well, last tidbit from Angry Black Man. All the people who think, like you just said the Dallas game, which the only game I really wanted to win, and we lost. In that game, we had about 10, 11 penalties.
Yeah.
Most of that was on the offense.
Yeah.
Mike Kafka is in charge of the offense.
And Mike Kafka is still in charge of the offense.
Thank you, Lex. Yes, thank you, brother. Thank you.
He is still in charge of the offense. What do you guys think? I'm trying to close this out, but what do you guys think is going to be what do you think the score is going to be?
24-21 G-Men.
So you are giving them the win.
Yes, I'm telling you, I've been saying it all day at work. People are like, "What are you crazy? What are you high?" I was like, "No, not yet. I will be."
Are they? Is it going to be a close game, or is it going to be like the Giants come back? What is it going to be?
We're actually going to come back on them.
We're going to come back on them.
Fourth quarter. Yes.
Okay. I like it. I like it. All right, we can go with that. And OGR, what is your prediction?
I'm going to go 28-20 Giants, and I'm going to say we hold the lead. Like, they'll be driving to try and, get the 2-point conversion to tie the game and send it to overtime. And I think we'll, get the sack or maybe get
Carter will get a sack.
Carter will get us. I am going to go with the Giants are losing by 4 with a minute left. They're on New England's 15. Giants are losing by 4. Less than, I'm going to say 10 seconds left, 20 seconds left.
And Kafka's kicks.
Real dramatic.
And our venerable head coach says, kick the field goal. We'll get it on the onside.
That's how he looks on the sideline. That's how he looked. I love that movie. But and I love Squinch, the character. But that's how Kafka. Watch him tonight, y'all. Watch him looking at the play sheet. He's gonna do one of these.
Yeah, at least once. At least once he's gonna sit there and go, shit, I left my car. Is that 4th and 7 or 4th and 11? That's gonna be your head coach. That's gonna be your head coach next year, guys. He's gonna win 4 in a row, and this is gonna be your head coach.
At least,
it's like,
we'll be talking about s'mores, I guess.
There's like 5 million Puerto Ricans in New York, and we had to get the blind one.
There's 5 million Puerto Ricans in New York. You got the one who happens to be German,
and he can't see.
He can't see. Oh my goodness gracious!
But I do think we're gonna win this last up. We are gonna win tonight because we just, like Lex said, we just have a propensity to do these things against the grain.
I think you guys are gonna win, and because I think you guys are just gonna fuck up, and you're gonna hire Kafka and drop down to like 10th in the draft.
Oh, Lex, you hear this guy over here? He's talking about you guys. You hear this?
Yeah, these guys no more. Use guys. No more.
Sky.
No more. No more. I got these guys. And they let me go down to the court now. So.
Oh.
Yeah, I sent you pictures from the shoot around.
No, that was nice. I was just gonna say those were like, I was like, the big bodega actually looked pretty big. You were pretty close.
He was pretty big. I was gonna yell at him, but he was too close. He might actually hear me. There was nobody there. No one would be able to hear me scream. Does anyone else got anything to say? Because I'm already 2 minutes and 7 seconds. I'm already 2 hours and 7 minutes over, so I'm fucked on the shorts.
Oh, damn it. We messed up the shorts. Oh, in that case, hey, Lex, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I meant to say that.
Me too.
Yeah, man. Everybody in the chat, hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah coming. Holiday time.
Yes, and I expect a good Kwanzaa present this year, James.
Oh, I have stuff. We've been talking about it, Rachel. That we actually have no. It's funny.
Oh, dear. I don't even want to know.
You're gonna get a hoe. I can't even say. I'm not even going there.
I'm gonna get a hoe. I don't think that's a good.
No, stop.
You're racist.
Oh my god. That's why we could never have a pot. We would be canceled. It would be over. We would be done. Lex would come in.
Everyone has told me that you and I, James, have to have doesn't have to be anything, but it's
already burning down.
Here comes the police. That's a sound.
They're coming for me. They coming.
Big Blue Podcast says they're winning tonight.
There you go.
And I use the word they're winning tonight.
I know. Look at this guy. Hear this guy, Lex. Hear this guy.
Of course, Big Blue Podcast, I think, has like 4 subscribers. So, yeah. Okay. We're going to listen to you. Just joking, Big Blue Podcast. I love you. I think. I don't know where Zach is, so I don't know who I hate.
Where's Ryan?
I don't know.
His boy, he's been waiting for Dart to start. Dart's been starting, and the guy disappeared.
Dart literally has been. I mean, you're right. Dart has literally been like his thing, his guy. I mean, he's been waiting for Dart.
You're waiting on the ship to come in. It comes in, and you're not at the dock.
He even did a video that's like, "Oh, we're gonna start Jackson Dart," and then all of a sudden, it's like Jackson Dart finally shows up, and he disappears like Lex.
I was just gonna say he ran away like Lex.
He's like, "I'm out of here." But literally, he's been waiting for Jackson Dart to start. Jackson Dart starts, and the kid just stops. Like, you know what? I'm done.
He said, "My job is done.
I don't want to do this shit anymore." He's now part of the we.
He said, "My Sith Lord is leaving. I have to leave too."
Yeah. But where did it happen? I texted Ryan the other day, and he texted me back, but I guess I forgot to text him back.
I haven't seen, because I support his channel, but I haven't. Seen it.
What channel? He's never on.
I know. It's like Kayvon Thibodeau of podcasting.
See, this is how close I was to the big bodega.
Oh yeah, that's a good shot. Father and son. Look at that. Look at the knees bending, kids.
Knees bend. He's got a little bit of elevation. You know, it was like I said, the Knicks, and I got to meet John Starks again.
Oh, nice.
So
nice.
I always, and I couldn't because my wife was there. But long story short, and I've told the story briefly. There's still a Fridays right next to MSG, and John Starks, Patrick Ewing, and Charles Oakley were in there one night, and I was in there with some friends, and we all kind of got stuck together at the bar. And then it was Charles Oakley because he looks at, we're just hanging out, we're all having a good time, and he goes, "Let's go to Scores," which was the big strip club in New York. So of course we all go to Scores, and whatever happens in the strip club stays in the strip club.
Yes.
I'm standing there next to John Starks last night, and I'm thinking to myself, I know what you did. So I was like, you may not remember me, but I fucking remember you. So, but that's all I could think of when I was talking to him.
It's like Hennessy shots and Bubblicious, John.
I know what you did in Scores. Let's put it this way. I think he was wearing the Scent of Africa from Axe.
Oh God. I should send that to you in your gift basket as a gag.
I want that in the gift basket.
I want you to walk. You'll be the white guy walking around smelling like Africa.
I already told the wife I'm too cheap to take a vacation. I'm just going to put that on.
Oh my God. What the hell does Africa smell like? All right, that's rhetorical.
This is the rebrand then, Ryan. Oh, this is Ryan.
Oh, Ryan, there you go. You live a long time.
There we go, Ryan. This is the rebrand.
Don't you rebranded already, Ryan?
Ryan, don't you have to be popular to have a rebrand? Just asking for Lex.
Ryan already rebranded? Okay.
What, Ryan? Why did you I gotta go and cook. Ryan, why did you rebrand?
It's just sitting.
I love how we're all waiting here for Ryan to type something.
I was like, why did I just move closer to the screen?
Well, we're all leaning in going, what did he say? I think the reason we all leaned in, what did he say?
Yo, that's a great shot.
This
my
is
man.
The me band? What?
That was great.
Oh, okay. I'm good. He's a young Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders had hair. I added a co-host since I'm getting busy with school stuff and school broadcasting.
Oh, you got a worker. That's why you rebranded.
Oh, who's the co-host? Everyone lean in so we can hear Ryan better.
What'd you say?
Who's the co-host? I gotta go.
Then go.
I gotta cook a meatloaf.
He's got to go cook a meatloaf.
And I have some I have some nice mixed vegetables, which I'm going to use with some truffle butter. So that's going to be good. I might do it.
Ooh, Rachel loves truffle butter. I hate it.
You think he's a moron, OGR? So I love
you. Would think he's a moron.
You would think he's a moron.
Well, Ryan, don't say that because now when I see him on the thing, the first thing that pops in my mind, it goes, "This guy's a moron."
Well, who's the moron? No one to known. Ryan, I'm starting to think you're the moron. No, who's the moron? I'm just joking, Ryan. No. Can someone just go on YouTube and find out what the fuck he's talking about?
Somebody go to Ryan's rebrand page and find out who the guy is.
We got to find out who the moron is. And really, if he's your Dan Brothers.
Hey, as long as it's not Sean Marash, you're good.
Yeah, as long as it's not Sean Marash. Well, no, they might get 6 people. But Sean Marash, Big Blue Podcast. Let's go to Big. This is like work, guys. You got to type. I don't know. Where's Big Blue Podcast? I can't find you, Ryan. Everything comes up but Big Blue Podcast. Or maybe I type in Ryan's Big Blue Podcast, the rebrand. Oh, it's just under big. Oh, wow. Look at this. Oh, okay. Look at me. I'm fancy. You did a video 7 days ago.
Oh, that's why I can't find him. He's under a totally different name.
He's under, and let me see. Let's listen to this show here. Let's listen.
Get closer, James. Oh, don't shoot till you see the whites of their eyes. Holy moly.
Shut up. I'm listening.
We can't hear it.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you can't hear it? It fucking sucks then. He's on Dan Brothers on Twitter. Okay, hold on. I got to go to Dan Brothers.
Oh,
Dan Brothers looks like Grizzly Adams. Dan Brothers.
Oh,
Okay.
I like Grizzly Adams.
Yeah. There's no one comes up named Dan Brothers.
well, he's not too dope then. There you go.
Ryan, is it just you with a fake stash on?
I think it is.
His alter ego, Dan Brothers.
His alter ego is Dan. This is not right. It's Big Dan. Big Dan Brothers here. Filling in for Ryan.
Let's see here. Only what is this? Hold on here. I can't. Hold on. What is this going here? Only morons make money. Only morons make money. Make on YouTube. Didn't you know that, Tim? IE Chat Sports. What? I make money.
Only morons make money.
I make money on YouTube. And
well, morons and I guess women in spandex.
And every time I try to quit, believe they send me a check. And I always feel like I always feel like Eddie Murphy in Trading Places when he's in the limousine with Mortimer and his brother, and he's sitting there holding the whiskey and he's holding cigars, and they look at him and said, "You could leave right now." And he looks at everyone and goes, "Every time I get that check, I feel like Reggie. And I go, you know what? I think I can hang with you guys for a little while longer.
I think I like it here.
I think I can hang with you guys a little bit longer." That's what I think of every time I get that check. Only morons make money on YouTube. So you're calling me a moron. YouTube sends me a check every month. All right, I'm a moron, so I'm leaving now. Davey fucked it up for everyone. Another bully.
He's taking the ball now. The game is over.
Everyone out of the pool to meet. You know what? Demopolis fucked it up for everyone. Can't go home. We gotta get the hell out of here because of Davey. For calling me a moron. All right, man. I really do gotta go. Gotta have you on the new show. Would love to see you and Dan Brothers talk Giants. Would be hilarious.
That sounds like a setup, Ryan.
Why does everyone think I want to do things? I always love when people tell me, "Oh, you're really gonna like this guy." Probably not.
That's how they shouldn't even say that. They should go, "I don't know if you're gonna like this guy." They should go the other way.
They should go, because it's almost like there's a 75% chance I'm not gonna like it. I made $35 last month. Pretty good. Hey, $35. That's not bad.
Price of eggs at McDonald's ain't cheap.
That's right. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. Listen, I can't complain. I don't complain. All right, I gotta go make a fucking meatloaf or I'm gonna get stabbed.
You are.
I'm gonna get
repeatedly.
I'm gonna get tomahawk chopped. I think you like me, but Dan, I don't know about that. I do like you, Ryan. Of course I like you, Ryan. I text you.
Ryan, we broke bread together and had drinks. Of course.
That's right. And I even tried to have you come on with Carl Banks. But you were too busy. And I told Carl Banks about you. And at the end, I said, but this little white kid just blew you off because he had other things better to do than talk to legend Carl Banks. Carl Banks said I would never go on his show ever again. Once again, y'all ain't got it home, but you got the hell out of here because Ryan Thermopolis fucked it up for everyone. And he kills cops for a living. And on that note, I have to go.
I think we gotta go on that.
On that note, you know what they say.